Blessings and welcome to Eartheart Radio. Finally beginning to awaken from the illusion of separateness and broadcasting live from the KSKQ studios in beautiful Ashland, Oregon. Here's your host, Derek Moody.
Oh boy, I started out today in a pretty bad way, man. I woke up today. Well, no, I didn't, because I didn't go to sleep, man. I had insomnia last night. So the day's been a real drag, I've been physically, mentally, emotionally kind of out of it. And then, lo and behold, just seconds ago, a good friend of mine from Scotland sends me a message that really turned my day around. So, Pat, thank you so much, man. And I'm going to announce the good news right now. Why tease people, man? I was telling my friend Pat McGlynn over in Edinburgh, Scotland, just a while ago, I have no guest lined up for the next 3 weeks on the show. And what does Pat say? You do now. That's right. Next week, we will chat with Pat McGlynn and Janine Andrews. Not just one, but two legends next week on Eartheart. Made my day. Yep. It turned my frown upside down, and welcome to the Eartheart Radio Show, where miracles happen. In my mind, anyway, right? Thanks for being here, my brothers and sisters. I'm going to give a call right now to a gentleman that I was supposed to have called a minute ago, but I got so caught up and excited that I have to apologize to my guest today, Robert Doctor. I'm actually calling him right now as I'm speaking. I'm dialing the phone and pretending like I'm not, but I am. So hang on, guys. Let's get Robert Doctor on the line. He's my guest today, and I don't want to make the guy wait. He's extremely talented. I've seen him perform many times, and let's get him on the phone right now. Nothing like live radio, man, right? Thanks, Pat and Janine, by the way.
Yeah.
Mr. Doctor.
Hey.
Hi, you're live on KSKQ. How are you today, brother?
Oh, crap. How you doing?
Are you up
doing
in...
good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm doing good. Are you up in Portland?
I'm Medford.
Nice. I can't hear you very well for some reason, Robert.
Oh, how about now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little better.
All right.
Is
it anything? What could I do to make it sound better?
Well, just talk, just like whatever you just did when you said, how about now? It's okay. And how?
Sounds good. All right.
Last time I saw you perform was at the Wild Goose in Ashland, and I used to see you there here and there, and you're such an amazing and unique performer, man.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. How long you been playing?
Oh, man. Long time. Like 35, 40 years.
Wow, you're a veteran.
I should be better and more unique by now, but that's what I got.
That's great. No, you're a really unique, talented cat, man. And do you do a lot of improv?
Yeah, I do a lot of improv. I guess what I do is I think I just get to internalize the song so much that I don't have it. Not really improv as much as can't cut.
Yeah, I can't hear you too good for some reason. It keeps kind of going in and out. I'm sorry about that. I think it's...
I can't really hold myself.
Yeah, it's cell phones sometimes do that, bro.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
No, it's okay. Just try to talk as loud as you can is all, I guess.
All right.
Do you play you play regular shows, or do you? I know with the pandemic, no one's really getting out much. But before that, were you playing out regularly?
Before when?
Before the pandemic, and all that.
Oh yeah, not really. I haven't been gigging in years, like really serious, anything serious. I've been I'm mostly what you saw, just come up a couple songs and playing like an open mic. And before that, I was playing regularly for a couple of years in Sacramento, or not with Ashland, just over there, playing in a band called Sweet Malloy. I was playing drums and writing and all that stuff with them. It was kind of fun, playing with other people.
Yeah. Who inspires you? Who are your inspirations in life musically?
Inspirations musically. Wow. Boy, I love Van Morrison. I love Astral Weeks. and I love Ricky Lee Jones, and I love, I grew up down in Los Angeles, so I had the fortune to get to see a lot of anybody who came to town, came through Los Angeles. But just at a young age, I was able to see a lot of people, Sonic Youth, and Echo and the Bunnymen, and just everybody came through town, So everything from old stuff to like new stuff. At least when I was young, new stuff. What I listened to when I was growing up was a lot of college radio. We had such a great college radio station down there, and it was so different than any other radio station. It was the DJs there gave me such a musical education, and going to that college that I broadcast out in Claremont was it was eye-opening and ear-opening.
You're talking of the diversity of the music, right?
Yeah, totally. Diversity of the music. The radio stations were actually ran by people who listened to like music, and you could feel that.
Yeah, yeah. There's a difference between corporate radio and college and community and public radio, but corporate is so much different than what you're describing. So yeah, it's a whole different vibe, man.
Right, totally. Yeah. Even it seems like even some of the I don't mean to get too off on talking about radio, but even like some of the public radio stations, where the programming's starts getting run by like the national NPR and stuff like that, which I think it's great, the programming, but at the same time, the locals have something to say too,
Amen, brother. Yeah, I'm with you there. I've been doing radio for a couple decades or more, and I've always made it a big deal to include local musicians on everything I do, on pretty much every show I've done, I think.
Right.
It's important.
How's our connection now, by the way?
It sounds great, man. You've been sounding good for the last few minutes, by the way. Yeah, thank you.
Good, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I fixed something. I was getting a little overly technical on you. I had some things plugged in, but I undid it.
Sometimes you just have to unplug stuff.
Yeah. So it's probably my fault.
No problem, brother. Do you have actual albums out? I know I've seen a lot of your stuff on YouTube, and you've emailed me, stuff. Do you have actual albums or CDs that you've put out over the years, or just different offerings here and there? Or what have you done with your? Yeah,
the only albums that I put out myself have been back in 2005. Mainly was my Philip Flathead album. I was playing as somebody I created named Philip Flathead for a while, and I put out an album from the music. It was my music. It was nothing different than Philip and me, but it was easy to play as Philip and promote myself and as Philip. And anyway, I put out an album called 4-Track Mind, and then a little while later did a little live album I put out and just sold stuff, at shows, and I put out I've recorded with other people and myself, but haven't put anything out. Hopefully soon though. I'd like to put out another record this year.
Have you ever done any music with Ashland, Oregon musician Gene Burnett?
I have done music with Gene Burnett. Well, because of the over at the Law Goose, and we've done a few open mic, because they're doing their open mic on Sunday nights now. I don't want to compete with your show, but they do a live stream of Dave from the Goose does a live stream. I think at 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Wow!
And anybody can join in. So there's a little plug for Dave.
I had no idea they were doing live mic live streams. That's a great idia, man.
Yeah, they've been doing a live open mic for the last year.
Wow, that's news to me.
Yeah, totally.
Trippy.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. Comment.
Well, when we're done talking, we're going to play some music from your Philip Flathead 4-track Mind album. We're going to do a tune called Love and Medicine, and also the ballad of Timothy Leary. What made you?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What made you write? What made you write about Timothy Leary?
Well, I can't exactly remember the year, but I'm going to guess in the late 80s. I was living in Santa Barbara, Isla Vista area, the college.
Yeah.
And Timothy Leary came to speak. And yeah, and he was so interesting. And I remember he gave out some of the stuff from that song come from what he was saying. So and he was giving out a bumper sticker. And he said, well, I used to say tune in, turn on, and drop out, but now I say tune in, turn on, and question authority. And so he had this bumper sticker that said tune in, turn on, and question authority. And I thought, I'm going to put that in a song.
That's awesome.
I remember that.
You know,
yeah.
I saw him on the same speaking tour. I'm pretty sure he was talking about computers.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
virtual reality.
Yep. I was there.
Yep.
I saw him in East Peoria, Illinois, at a college in 1986, I believe it was. And I remember I walked backstage afterwards without being invited, and I just kind of ran into him in the hallway and got him to sign my program, which burned in the Alameda fires in September, so I no longer have it. But I had to ask you what your inspiration for Timothy Leary was.
Yeah, it was actually from Timothy Leary, and a lot of the things were right from him, so I probably should credit him on the song, but I would hate to lose any of the little pennies I get and, to give anything to him. He's perfectly fine,
Well, he departed this earth not too long ago.
Yeah, at least his body did. I'm not sure what he did with his head.
Yeah, I heard he died tripping, man. He did some, I don't know if it was LSD or psilocybin, but he died. Yeah, he died tripping.
I'm sure. See, I did the same thing. I wandered, to the back of the area, and when I had to talk to him. I was just thinking, there's no way I can leave this place and not shake the hand of Timothy Leary and just say a few words. Yeah, he was so nice.
So you got to meet him too. That's cool, bro.
Definitely, yeah. And I like that you did. I saw him at the same time.
Yeah, because as soon as you mentioned the 80s and a tour, I totally remembered. I'm like, oh my God, that's before anyone was talking about virtual reality and stuff. And
he was talking about the future of it.
It was blowing. I didn't understand
it. Wasn't even happening yet.
You might have comprehended, but I didn't. I was just like, what is he talking about, man?
No, not me, man.
I didn't know. I was a stone 19-year-old man.
Right? Yeah, I think I was sitting 2 rows behind you, I'm sure, in a way.
Right. Hey, man, can I ask your age?
Yeah, I'm 54.
Wow, I'm older than you are?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Isn't it weird when you're a kid, 50 feels like, wow, that's like 1 foot in the grave, and then when you're 50, you're like, that's like the new 25.
I think I'm 53 or 54. I'm born March 7th, 1967. So
okay.
Whatever the math is. I think that's 54.
Another 53? Pisces, right? Another Pisces.
Yeah. Those are the best. Are you Pisces?
I am, and my daughter's birthday, my daughter Audrey, her birthday is March 4th.
March 4th, that's a good day to be born. What's your Pisces day?
Mine is March 16th. That's
a good day. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my birthday's actually kind of weird. It's 31666.
Oh yeah, so that's a rock and roll birthday right there.
It matches this funny little mark on my head. I'm just kidding.
Right?
I'm just joking, man. I always tell people that, and then they get horrified. I'm like, I'm joking, man. I'm not Satan. Right. I swear I'm not Satan's spawn either.
Right.
But are you doing much music writing these days, man? A lot of people are. Like during the pandemic, like you were mentioning, a lot of live streams. A lot of people are inspired. What about you?
Yeah. I write. I play too much all the time. I love it. The pandemic has been kind of okay as far as like, a lot of things what do you call it? It's slowing everybody down, whether they like it or not. And I got to say overall it's a good thing, even though it's sometimes you don't want to have to slow down, but kind of good in a way. People getting a little too close, getting a little too crowded. So sometimes Mother Nature has a way of taking over. So, but I've been writing a lot in music. I don't really feel weird about doing live streaming. I'm tempted sometime, but I'm not really feel weird about it. I like playing in front of people.
Well, with your talent, I really wish you would, man. You're seriously great at what you do, man.
Thank you, man. I enjoy it. I have fun at it.
Yeah, I only book people that I like on the show, by the way. I no one pays me. I do this. It's a volunteer gig for me. I only do it because it's a labor of love. So, yeah, if I call someone and book them, it's because I love them. Want to hear them. I'm a fan,
I love it. Yeah. I love playing, man. It's a good time. I try not to think about it too much, but, I have fun at it. I like, if I try to entertain myself first,
What's the other song we're going to play is called Love and Medicine. What's the story behind that one, Robert?
Well, Love and Medicine, I was playing a lot of shows. I was coming up from, I don't remember where, but maybe the Bay Area up to like Chico and up in the north, like Portland and stuff. And I was playing with this guy, Ethan Daniel Davidson, and I think we were out in Chico. And if you've never heard of Ethan Daniel Davidson, there's a guy that interviews me. He's out in Michigan. And anyway, we were talking about Woody Guthrie and stuff, and it was kind of a challenge to write a kind of a Woody Guthrie, This Land Is My Land kind of song.
Ah.
So that was kind of like my try, yeah.
Yeah.
That Woody song, yeah.
I'm a big fan of, I like Arlo Guthrie a lot.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't want a pickle.
I just want to ride my motorcycle.
Right?
Yeah, I got to run into Arlo Guthrie back in the same year that I met Timothy Leary, man.
Oh, is that right?
Or maybe it was
you were smoking a lot of pot, huh?
I still am, man. But
that's very nice.
I think it was the year after. Maybe it was '87. But Arlo played at the Peoria, Illinois Civic Center, and when the show was over, I went outside and waited out the back door, and he came out, and I hung out with him for like a half hour. And I said, "Hey, what was Woodstock really like?" And he said, "You know what? It sucked." He said it was like up to mud, up to my waist. It was a nightmare. He said it really wasn't fun. He goes, "But I'll tell you something." And I said, "What?" He said, "I did spend the night in Janis Joplin's tent."
There you go.
I was like, well, when it wasn't all bad, was it then?
Right.
Speaking of riding motorcycles.
Right.
So what's new? What's going to happen in the future for Robert Doctor?
Well, I'm collecting a bunch of songs and bought myself an 8-track recorder. So I'm going to do an 8-track mine kind of record.
Nice.
Do still, stripped down and stuff like I do. But I'm going to record hopefully this year once I learn how to swing the buttons and stuff. And put out something, hopefully record a little bit too much and put out something worthy. I usually don't let anybody hear anything until I feel like it's worthy, I'm picky.
Well, that's good, though. It's good that to have a little pride in what you're doing, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, totally, yeah. So yeah, I've been getting the itch to put something out and work a little bit and have a little fun playing before, just to I don't know, just to document some things before I leave the earth. Yeah, it'd be nice to have more stuff.
Well,
I just like to, record a little bit. Not that I plan on going anywhere anytime soon, but
yeah, I was going to say,
might as well.
Say, dude, you still have decades ahead of you, brother.
Yeah, I ain't packing my bags yet, but it's good to it's good to strike while the iron's hot, to say. So I feel moved. So.
Well, I've been practicing gratitude lately. That's my big trip lately. So I feel like you're just being grateful, right?
Yeah, I am. Every day. Every day.
Appreciate it.
It's a good practice.
It is. For me, it is.
Yeah. Right?
I've been practicing gratitude and forgiveness lately. Those are the two biggies, man.
Right?
Not easy, but that's what I do. I've been trying to, be grateful for everything that comes my way, and forgiving as much as I can.
Yeah. Where have you had to find forgiveness lately?
Well, a lot with myself mostly, man. My own sins, my own mistakes and bad judgments, but you have to love yourself. Right. If you don't love yourself, it's really hard to love others.
Right. There you go, brother. That's a good answer.
You're listening to KSKQ Radio at the Eartheart Radio Show. We're speaking with Oregon musician Robert Doctor. Okay. Are you from Oregon originally?
No, I was born in Long Beach, California.
Okay. I figured you said you were seeing all those shows in L.A. growing up. I figured you were probably a California guy.
Yeah, I grew up down there and then just started gravitating north, like Santa Barbara and San Francisco and Nevada City for like the Sacramento area for a while, and just kept going north.
If I had a producer, I'd say, hey, cue Cheap Trick, California Man right now real quick. Play that song.
Right.
I'd love that song.
Right.
But maybe I'll play it tonight on the Church of Rock. Who knows?
Right. Now I'm up in Portland.
Yeah, what part?
November.
West? Are you in west or east?
Right now I'm in the north.
Oh, okay.
East, but I live, or northwest, but I live in the southeast.
Okay.
I live between, I have a little box here of stuff you get to keep. It's a nice little place.
Yeah, my daughter Audrey lives in southeast Portland as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, we come up there to visit quite a bit, man. I'll be up there in a couple of weeks, I think. But I should probably roll because of time constraints. I want to play your music, bro, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Ballad of Timothy Leary. I really, really appreciate and am grateful for your time today, bro. And the talk has been a lot of fun talking to you. You too, brother. I hope it was as exciting as you expected it to be. You know what, man? Expectations kind of get in the way, so I usually don't try. I try not to have them, man. I just enjoy whatever we talk about is the show. It is the interview. It doesn't matter if we're talking about 7-Eleven or like the Bible. I'm just happy to talk to you. Me too. Thank you. All right, Derek. You have a we'll play Ballad of Tim, and I'll talk to you next time. Okay, keep in touch, and please keep sending your music my way, my brother. Thank you, brother. Okay, take care. Bye. Robert Doctor, the interview, wrapping up the little chat with the Oregon musician, originally from California, and I'm going to cue a song that I've got ready here on the phone that he was kind enough to send. Of course, it is, as you heard, called the Ballad of Timothy Leary, right here at the Eartheart Radio Show and KSKQ. Thanks for being here.
Well, the truth comes out and the ship begins to fly. The man seems so sincere, even his lips moved. Now the money's gone and the bombs begin to fly. There are bodies scattered everywhere, no one's asking why. Hey, now, Leary said to me, tune and turn on him, question authority. Don't listen to them without resistance. Said you are the captain of your own existence. Feeling free, well, look all around you. That's the sound of the man, he's coming down on you. Yeah, you better run and take some cover. He's coming down on us, my sisters and brothers, with a club like ours. You and me, we should get together and let everybody be free. With a club like ours, we won't need no presidents. Well, the courtiers and the politicians will smile at you, saying how they want to help the poor while they're wearing these $2,000 suits. And the best of full and the words are filled with lies and more lies. Uncle Sam's the only one who ever dropped the atom bomb, and I can still hear all them mamas cry. Timothy Leary said to me, tune and turn on and question authority. Don't listen to them without resistance. Said you are the captain of your own existence. Feeling free, well, look all around you. That's the sound of the walls coming down around you. People getting louder, seeking a little justice. Taking a look at all this here freedom among us, like colored stereos. Mama's got new shoes and baby's got new clothes. And there's people going hungry, children sleeping in shelters, when all we really needed was some peace in our lives. And I ain't trying to bring you down, but someone's gotta bring it out. So here it is in a song for you right now. With a club like ours, babe, you and me, we should get together and let everybody be free. With a club like ours, babe, we don't need no presidents. Come on, people get louder, people get louder, people get louder now. People get louder, people get louder, people get louder, people get louder, people get louder now, people get louder now, people get louder. A club like ours, babe, you and me, we should get together and let everybody be free. With a club like ours, you know, we won't need no presidents. Tune in, turn on, and question authority. Don't listen to them without resistance. Said you are the captain of your own existence. Feeling free with all the changes all around, and so I get on my guitar and play just like yesterday. And I get on my knees and pray that we won't get fooled again. No, we won't get fooled again. We won't get fooled again. No, we won't get fooled.
Yeah, moonlighting as Philip Flathead with a tune called The Ballad of Timothy Leary from the 4-Track Mind album. It's Robert Doctor. Good stuff, huh? What'd you think about that? Pretty cool, man. Very unique stuff, man. Good stuff from Robert Doctor. I've got to say, any views or opinions expressed are solely those of the host and the guests and do not necessarily represent those of KSKQ. It's KSKQ's mission to produce community radio that empowers the residents of the Rogue Valley, builds sustainable and resilient communities through the exchange of ideas and the celebration of cultural diversities. And being that there are people in many different countries tuned in right now, I would say we should maybe include the international community, right? Because no matter where you're tuned in and listening from, if we're all laughing at the same jokes and listening to the same songs and crying at the same tales, you know, we're really all together. It doesn't matter where we're located. So whether you're in the Rogue Valley here in Oregon or in Canada or in Scotland or England, God bless ya. And whatever God means to you. I'd like to say thanks to my listeners, Chance in Florida, Sister Brenda in Ashland, Bob and Red in upstate New York, Karen in Rhode Island, Pat and Jay over in Edinburgh. Of course, Tufty is tuned in England. Gogs, hey, man, from Edinburgh. Lots of people sending messages. Lots of good stuff, man. I appreciate every one of you guys. Right now, it's another tune from Robert Doctor. Going to do a song called Love and Medicine right here at the Eartheart Radio Show in KSKQ. Oops, maybe. Give me 3 seconds. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And all the life from Edison, still walking around with darkness in our souls. Along the way we compromise ourselves inside and set up Christ and reaching for each other. We're gone reaching out for gold, and that's the way to bring us down. I've been living life in poverty and ain't buying what they sell. Let your hair hang down and let your heaven light up this town. Where the world's full of strange and cruel devices, and kings wear disguises, try to hold you down. What they want is you and me, babe. What they got, it ain't free. It will keep you on chains, keep you on that wage until we get older and our back and shoulders are wearing in from the weight of the world. Let your hair hang down and let your head light up this town. We got a heartbeat, now listen to your soul. Everything's around us and still we ask for more. Let your hair hang down, let your head light up this town. We got one love on our minds. Don't let them tear it away from y'all. Let your hair hang down, let your head light up this town. Got all this love medicine, all the light and medicine. We're still walking around with darkness in our souls. Along the way we compromise ourselves and silence and price to reaching for each other. We're gonna reach now for gold, man, that's the way to bring us down. Take your money, take your politics, I ain't buying what you sell. Let your hair hang down and let your head light up this town. Let your hair hang down. Now, now. Let your hair hang down, mama. Let your hair down, down, down. Let your hair hang down. Let your hair light up this town.
Thank you for tuning in to High Frequencies on the Eartheart Radio Show on KSKQ.
Derek Moody with you on a Sunday. Thank you for being here, my friends. That was Robert Doctor, a.k.a. Philip Flathead, with a tune called Love and Medicine. I've got a song by Gary Floyd on the way, his version of a great Willie Nelson classic. And the support for KSKQ comes from our listeners and the Ashland Food Co-op, providing a safe and welcoming shopping experience for organic food, a deli, and hot food for shoppers on the go, bulk items, and groceries for household shopping. Open every day from 7 to 9 at 237 North 1st Street in Ashland. Online at ashlandfood.coop. KSKQ thanks the Ashland Food Co-op and listeners like you for supporting community radio. Next week on the show, I'll be chatting with legends Pat McGlynn and Janine Andrews. And for those who might not know, Pat McGlynn, a solo musician who sold platinum albums in Japan. He was a member of the Bay City Rollers, done a lot of music in his life, man. In 1998, wrote the #1 song in Britain with his awesome wife, Janine Andrews, who's a rocker in her own right, a great writer and performer and actress, former James Bond girl. Boy, these people, I'm so lucky to have them as friends and let alone guests, right? So it'll be a great chat next week with Pat and Janine. And boy, I'm so excited I could barely contain myself. I'm so excited I just can't hide it. I'm a fruitcake, I tell ya.
Saints, angels, avatars, sages, yogis, holy men, medicine men, elders, revolutionaries, and advocates of love. Today we honor and show love, respect, and gratitude.
I cannot wait to talk about Hanuman. Jai Hanuman. Yeah, today it's instead of talking about a saint, we're going back to Hindu series. Hanuman is a Hindu god and divine companion of the god Rama. Hanuman is one of the central characters of the Hindu epic, the Ramayana. He's an ardent devotee of Rama. Hanuman is also son of the wind god Vayu. The theological significance of Hanuman and devotional dedication to him emerged about 1,000 years after the composition of the Ramayana in the 2nd millennium CE, after the arrival of Islamic rule in the Indian subcontinent. Bhakti movement saints have positioned Hanuman as a symbol of nationalism and resistance to persecution. He's viewed as the ideal combination of strength, heroic initiative, and assertive excellence, and loving, emotional devotion to his personal god Rama. As Shakti and Bhakti, he symbolizes the human excellences of inner self-control, faith, and service to a cause, hidden behind the first impressions of a being who looks like an ape man. Hanuman is considered a bachelor and exemplary celibate. Other names for Hanuman include Lord of Monkeys, the messenger of Lord Rama, the strongest one, five-faced, gigantic, and the remover of dangers, hardships, and hurdles. Hanuman is mentioned both in the Hindu epics Ramayana and the Mahabharata. A 20th century Jesuit missionary proposed that Hanuman's worship had its basis in the cults of Aboriginal tribes of central India. Other mythologies present Hanuman as a being who is the union of Shiva and Vishnu. Other theories explain that the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, combined to take the form of Hanuman. By the 16th century, Hanuman was presented as the ideal, loving devotee with legendary courage, strength, and powers. After the 17th century, Hanuman began to be presented as a divine being, a descendant of deities, and as an avatar of Lord Shiva. Hanuman emerged as a champion of those religiously persecuted, expressing resistance, a yogi, an inspiration for martial artists and warriors, worthy of devotion in his own right. Hanuman's many attributes include: he is blessed to be immortal, he is self-controlled, he can shape-shift, he has extraordinary strength, he finds innovative ways to defeat all odds, he's the ultimate devotee of Rama and Sita, he's a learned yogi, a remover of obstacles, healer of disease and pain and sorrow, of devotees, and protector of Sri Ram. Hanuman's life, devotion, and strength inspire millions. He exemplifies the human excellences of temperance, faith, and service to a cause. There are numerous statues to celebrate and temples that worship Hanuman all over India. Hanuman's birthday is observed by some Hindus as Hanuman Jayanti. The festive day is observed with devotees gathering at Hanuman temples before sunrise and day-long spiritual recitations and story reading about the victory of good over evil. You can read more about Hanuman, of course, online. That's just a very small, little taste of what Hanuman is. But right now I want to play something by the great Gary Floyd, and it's his version of a great song by Willie Nelson called Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground, and boy, this is awesome. I'm lucky enough to call this guy a friend of mine, and I think he's listening down in San Francisco right now. And Gary and I are recording one acoustic country song together soon for a album I'm releasing with some country and blues tunes, and Gary, thanks for doing that, man. This is the Gary Floyd Band with Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground. Check this out. You're at the Eartheart Radio Show in KSKQ.
If you had not have fallen, I would not have found you. angels flying too close to the ground. And I patched up your broken wing and hung around a while, trying to keep your spirits up and your fever down. But I knew someday you would fly away, 'cause love's the greatest healer to be found. So leave me if you need to, 'cause I will still remember. Angel flying too close to the ground. So fly on past the speed of sound, 'cause I'd rather see you up, than to see you down. So leave me if you need to, 'cause I will still remember. Angel flying too close to the ground. So leave me if you need to, 'cause I will still remember. Angel flying too close to the ground.
Yeah, if that doesn't bring a little emotion to your heart, nothing will, man. It's Gary Floyd Band, Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground. Little slice of heaven right there. Thank you to all the angels flying too close to the ground and joining me today on the Eartheart Radio Show. I do love each and every one of you guys.
Be here now. Eartheart Radio, KSKQ.
After today's show, you can look forward to philosophy talk and then big picture science. I'm going to try to get to some positive news for you, but I do feel the need to play a song that I would like to dedicate to Sri Ramakrishna and the Holy Mother, who are no longer in the material bodies in India, but they do resonate in the hearts of men and women. And I want to dedicate this to Gary Floyd. This is Bhagavan Das, Baba Bhagavan Das, doing the Hanuman Chalisa at the Eartheart Radio Show in KSKQ. Om Namah Shivaya.
I haven't seen that since I was in a music school in Bowery, down in Chinatown. Bowery Canal, they play those all day long.
Jai Ganesha.
Murani
Om Namah Shivaya. The great Bhagavan Das. We are all just trying to walk each other home here at the Eartheart Radio Show with the great Baba Bhagavan Das. Boy, I love that guy. He's doing really well now, living in Wisconsin and remarried to Amulya Ma. And he's doing very good. He had a automobile accident a year or two back, where he got run over by a van, and he recovered fully. And he's actually living the most pure life he's ever lived that I've known. And boy, long live Bhagavan Das.
Please let go of your fear. Positive news is here. Things aren't as bad as it seems, no matter what they say. News with an agenda is meant to instill fear. True news can instill hope.
Yes, indeed. I think I do have time for a couple of positive news stories. Thanks again to Pat and Janine, who are going to be on the show next week, for helping me turn my frown upside down today, and my other friends who've been so kind. Today's positive news story, hope for migraine sufferers. In a recent clinical trial, researchers showed that mindfulness-based stress reduction could provide real benefits to people who suffer from migraines. My mother had this problem, so I was interested in this. Migraine is a neurological disease that can be severely debilitating and is the second leading cause of disability worldwide. Unfortunately, many patients with migraine discontinue medications due to ineffectiveness or side effects, and many still use opioids despite recommendation against using them for headache treatment. Mindfulness can also teach new ways to respond to stress, a commonly reported migraine trigger. Researchers studied whether mindfulness-based stress reduction could improve migraine outcomes, pain perception, and measures of emotional well-being compared to headache education. In a study, 89 adults with a history of migraines were randomly assigned to different groups. One group followed a standardized curriculum of mindfulness, meditation, and yoga. They were encouraged to practice at home for just 30 minutes a day. The other group received instructions on headaches, pathophysiology, triggers, stress, and treatment approaches. Participants in both groups did report fewer days with migraines. However, only the yoga and meditation group had lessened disability and improved quality of life, depression scores, and other measures reflecting emotional well-being, with effects seen out to 36 weeks. Wow, just with meditation. And pain intensity and unpleasantness decreased in the meditation group as well. Mindfulness may treat total burden of migraines and could potentially decrease the impact of this debilitating condition. Pretty interesting. My friends, I do have one more news story, but I think I'll save it for next week because I am running out of time. Let's see, I do have time. However, let's see. For a reading from the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. 3 modes, according to the Bhagavad Gita. There are 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Though the living being is imperishable, he is bound in the body by these 3 modes. Changing bodies. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and used ones. One more from the Bhagavad Gita. The pious eat only the remnants of sacrificial offerings and so are freed from all sinful reaction. The wicked people who cook only for themselves eat nothing but sin. Thank you for joining me today at the Eartheart Radio Show, friends. I do appreciate you. KSKQ does recognize the nonprofit community support of the Klamath-Siskiyou Wildland Center. As a voice for wild nature, KS Wild's mission is focused on protecting public lands in the Klamath-Siskiyou region of southwest Oregon and northwest California. Community support for KS Wild helps ensure a legacy of wild rivers, ancient forests, and biodiversity. Learn more about KS Wild's forest and wildlife conservation programs and efforts to restore public lands at kswild.org.
You've been listening to Eartheart Radio with your host, Derek Moody. Eartheart Radio is produced by Derek Moody in association with Sister Tracy and Krishna Consciousness. Please tune in every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time for more Eartheart Radio.